Well, guys, one half of the offseason is complete. Manny Machado has signed for 10 years, $300 million to the San Diego Padres. And I don't know if a lot of people are shocked because you figured he wasn't going to sign with the winning team if he wanted the most money. It just makes sense from a common sense standpoint, right? It's pretty much the White Sox to the Padres from what we've been hearing. And the annual value from the White Sox that was actually more. It was 8 years, I think 280. But he wanted the length, and let's be honest, it's a better place to play. It's beautiful, it's sunny all the time versus Chicago. If you've seen any of the Chicago shows on NBC, it's cold, it's miserable. It's pretty much the polar opposite of San Diego. So, my opinion, he made the right choice, picking a shitty team. They're both loaded with prospects. Pick the one with the best weather. Get the longer years. Not sure if it has an opt-out or something else. I think probably after 5 years. Like, all these contracts seem to have an opt-out, so I'm going to assume it does, right? But at the end of the day, this kind of shuts up people who thought there wasn't going to be a big-time contract in MLB. So the next piece of the puzzle, next domino needs to fall is Bryce Harper. And there's already been reports he's turned down $300 million. I gotta admit, I don't believe he's received the $300 million offer. So contrary to what those rumors say, it made sense to me with Machado. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section if you feel like it. But he's an extraordinary defensive player. It's not just the offense. And, he takes less walks. He's a more aggressive hitter than Harper. He's a lower OBP lifetime. But his defense, it's unparalleled. Whereas Harper's defense is really below average last year. And it's been just average in general if you take a look at his defensive stats on baseballreference.com. So, my opinion, he shouldn't be worth anywhere near $300 million unless you're an absolute fool. Machado, it makes sense. He helps you on both sides of the ball at a really tough position. I mean, if you want to move him to shortstop, he's pretty much average. But third base, you want to keep him at third base with those offensive numbers, he's worth the money. And they're pretty much going to have people making the minimum for a while with their payroll. I think it's at $110 million. So they have a lot of leeway to see if they can sign, let's say, Madison Bumgarner next offseason. They can make a trade for Kluber this year if they want to, if the Indians somehow fall out of contention in that easy division in the Central. But, it's up to these other guys, because when they say these big contracts aren't available, they're available, guys. It's just these guys want more, like Moustakas. Who knows what he was asking for? You saw what Grandal was asking for. He rejected the Mets offer like a fool and then ended up settling for 1 year. All these guys are settling up for 1 year. Some of these guys aren't even signing major league contracts, like, Gerardo Parra, who had 290, and they have Neil Walker. So, again, it's a case of just take what you can get, or take the worst offer at the end. Like, these guys really think they're worth more than they are, and they're not. The stats back that up. They have, all the owners and GMs now have the stats in their back pockets. They can see if you're good at something, if you're bad at something. There's no in between. And a lot of these guys, let's say for example Adam Jones, who's still out there, he thinks he's worth X amount of dollars. He's not, because you're not good defensively anymore, and you don't walk, so you're just a one-dimensional player essentially. You're slow, you're average at best in the outfield. Now you're past your prime, and yet you probably want like a 3 or 4 year deal. And Moustakas, at least he could still play defense, but his on-base percentage is horrible, and he probably wanted a crazy contract. And a lot of teams, they probably just offer a 2 or 3 year. These guys want a crazy deal, and then when these teams don't give them crazy deals, they pretty much whine and pout and just wait till the last minute, and then they blame the teams for not giving them the money they wanted. So that's just my take on it, guys. Let me know what you think. I don't know if Harper's going to sign at the end of this week, because the rumors are pretty strong, but like I said, I'm going to reiterate that I don't think he's getting anywhere near $300 million. I still think those are just rumors planted by Boris to just, basically convince anybody else that's still stupid in baseball to give him a ridiculous contract. But yeah, guys, I'm out. Be safe. We'll go through 20 baseball. Take it easy.